Welcome back to Universally Speaking, ladies and gentlemen, and we are just weeks away from the pay-per-view extravaganza that is No Mercy. And with No Mercy on the horizon, tensions have never been higher between the WWE superstars. We begin this week by taking a look at Monday Night Raw and the actions of Kevin Owens, who once again made headlines this week as he got physical with General Manager Shane McMahon. In what came as a huge shock to the WWE Universe, Kevin Owens shoved Shane in the face and exited the ring, only to be attacked by Tyson Kidd and Hideo Itami. But Owens was able to escape too much damage and exited through the crowd. What on earth has gotten into the head of Kevin Owens, who has cut a particularly frustrated figure and appears to be targeting the McMahon family? Which I can reveal to you right now here exclusively on Universally Speaking. It has solicited a visit from the top dog, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, who has announced to the world that he will be in attendance on Raw this week to address Kevin Owens, and Owens has been banned from the arena and suspended until further notice. So to say this is a combustible situation is a huge understatement. Also, in some breaking news from the desk of General Manager Shane McMahon, we will see an enormous United States Championship match between Hideo Itami and Tyson Kidd this week, after it was that man again, Kevin Owens, who ruined a near-instant classic between the two just weeks ago. Itami and Kidd faced off briefly after extracting a measure of revenge on Owens, and clearly have unfinished business with each other as the competition hots up in the division. And this week, we saw the demise of one of the most popular tag teams in recent memory, the International Express. Ryan Lusk abandoned Sami Zayn right at the start of their title defense against the Revival on SmackDown. And the Revival, well, they did as what you would expect, and they took full advantage and captured their first main roster tag team championships, but in the most controversial way possible. It's a hollow victory for Dash and Dawson, but I do get the feeling they don't really care. As for Lusk, well, he stated exclusively to Universally Speaking that he will be on Monday Night Raw this week to put to bed any rumour and innuendo as to why he did what he did to Sami Zayn. Of course, you'll remember that Sami Zayn is a member of the SmackDown roster and Lusk is a member of the Raw roster, so now that they aren't an official tag team, they return to their respective brands. So Ryan Lusk makes his return to Raw as a single star to address us all this week after his disgusting betrayal of Sami Zayn on SmackDown. And speaking of SmackDown, at the close of last week's show, we saw the ultimate showdown between Braun Strowman and Alberto Del Rio. The Intercontinental Championship has been set upon by the Monster Strowman, and he made it very, very clear this week after taking out Apollo Crews' would-be opponent Curtis Axel, and then staring off briefly with Apollo, who would, in typical fashion, arrogantly mocked the big man and then exited stage left, leaving Strowman in the ring, and demanded that Edge give him what he wants, and that is an Intercontinental Championship match. But instead of Edge, he got the Intercontinental Champion himself, Alberto Del Rio. And he gave him his answer personally, with right and left hands, and it is now official. Next week on SmackDown Live, Alberto Del Rio defends his Intercontinental Championship against the Monster Strowman. Has Del Rio perhaps bitten off more than he can chew? We'll have to wait and find out this week. Also, towards the close of last week's show, we saw Brock Lesnar dish out a receipt to Samoa Joe by F5ing the world champion on the ramp, much in the fashion that Joe attacked Lesnar just weeks ago. These two behemoths are on the path to destruction, and that path leads directly to No Mercy for that World Championship. And speaking of No Mercy, another match was added to the card on SmackDown this week, as Finn Balor attacked in the cover of darkness to extract some revenge on Roderick Strong, while he was preparing for in-ring action. Balor struck with the dropkick to the corner and was looking for the final blow, but missed the coup de grace on Roderick Strong, who only narrowly escaped just for now. But it was then backstage that Edge, who has not been a particular fan of Roderick Strong since he arrived on the blue brand, made it official, and Finn Balor versus Roderick Strong will go down at No Mercy. A combustible week to say the absolute very least this week, and it's going to get hotter next week when Vince McMahon arrives on Monday Night Raw to address the actions of Kevin Owens. Hideo Itami defends the United States Championship in a rematch for the ages against Tyson Kidd, as well as AJ Styles and Rusev both being in the building after their confrontation last week. Also on SmackDown Live this week, 2 huge title matches and a grudge match. Firstly, the European champion Neville defends against former champion Noam Dar, and Alberto Del Rio faces off against the giant Braun Strowman for the Intercontinental title. And also, Becky Lynch goes one-on-one with Emma in what could very well determine a new #1 contender for the Women's Championship. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, for Murph's YT13, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.